Have you ever walked away from a first date feeling a strange, hollow ache in your chest, wondering why a man who seemed so interested suddenly went cold? You wore the perfect outfit, you smiled, you listened. And yet the silence that follows is deafening. The truth is, most women are unknowingly sabotaging their romantic potential within the first 60 minutes. We aren't talking about the clothes you wear or the way you laugh. We are talking about the invisible, psychological signals you are sending that tell him exactly how to devalue you. Today on Pureher, we are pulling back the curtain on the 5 fatal mistakes that kill attraction instantly. If you want to stop being the woman who almost got the guy and start being the woman he can't stop thinking about, listen very closely. Mistake number 1. The emotional floodgate. Imagine you're sitting across from him. The lighting is low, the wine is pouring, and suddenly, you feel a surge of honesty. You start talking about your ex who didn't appreciate you, your struggles with your career, or your deep-seated insecurities. You think you're being authentic, but in the high-stakes game of initial attraction, this is a catastrophic error. In psychology, this is known as over-disclosure. While you think you're building a bridge, you're actually building a wall. When you reveal your deepest wounds to a stranger, you aren't showing vulnerability. You are showing a lack of boundaries. A high-value woman is like a captivating novel. You don't flip to the final, tragic chapter on the first page. You keep the mystery alive. By dumping your emotional baggage on the table, you signal that you are looking for a therapist or a savior, not a partner. He begins to see you as a project or a burden, rather than a prize to be won. Keep the conversation light. Keep it playful. And remember, your history is a privilege he has to earn over time, not a free gift given over appetizers. The second mistake is one that stems from a place of deep-seated anxiety, seeking external validation. This is the woman who spends the entire date wondering, does he like me? Instead of asking, do I like him? When you are constantly checking his face for signs of approval, your energy shifts from radiant to needy. You might find yourself nodding excessively, agreeing with opinions you don't actually hold, or laughing at jokes that aren't funny. Men, especially high-quality, perceptive men, can sense this approval-seeking energy from a mile away. It acts as a natural repellent because it suggests that your self-worth is up for negotiation. When you try too hard to be the perfect girl he wants, you stop being the woman he can respect. Building on this is mistake number 3. The interrogator approach. We've all been there, trying to fill the silence by firing off a list of resume-style questions. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Why did your last relationship end? What are your intentions? While these questions are important for long-term compatibility, treating a first date like a job interview kills the spark instantly. Attraction is not a logical process. It is an emotional one. When you focus solely on data collection, you move the energy from the heart and the senses into the analytical brain. You create a sterile environment where chemistry goes to die. Instead of interviewing him, experience him. Instead of asking about his 5-year plan, ask him what his favorite childhood memory is. Move from facts to feelings. The goal of a first date isn't to decide if you should marry him. It's simply to decide if you want a second date. Give the connection room to breathe without the weight of an interrogation lamp hanging over his head. Mistake number 4 is a subtle poison. The illusion of hyper-availability. This happens before the date even ends and continues into the hours following it. It's the mistake of making him the center of your universe before he's even proven he belongs in your galaxy. In the modern world, we are taught that playing games is wrong. That there is a massive difference between games and standards. When you clear your entire schedule the moment he asks to see you, or when you reply to every text within 30 seconds, you are communicating that you have nothing more important going on in your life than him. This creates a psychological phenomenon called the scarcity principle. Humans naturally value what is rare and hard to obtain. Think about it in a daily context. If you walk into a store and see a limited edition item, you perceive it as higher value. If there are thousands of them on the shelf, you think you can come back any time. By being too available, you remove the chase. And for many men, the chase is where the value is established. This doesn't mean you should be cold or rude. It means you should actually have a life that you love. A life filled with friends, hobbies, and goals that you won't drop at the drop of a hat. When he realizes that your time is a limited resource, he will treat it with the respect it deserves. If you signal that you are already all in after one drink, you give him no reason to put in the effort to keep you. True confidence is the ability to walk away from the table if the meal isn't being served with respect, and you can't do that if you're starving for his attention. Finally, mistake number 5. Future pacing and fantasy bonding. This is perhaps the most dangerous error of all, because it happens entirely inside your own head. You're sitting there, looking at him across the table, and you're already imagining what your kids would look like or where you would go on vacation together. You start auditioning him for the role of husband before you even know his middle name. This mental leap causes you to overlook red flags. You become so in love with the potential of who he could be that you ignore the reality of who he is showing you he is right now. When you live in the future, you lose your power in the present. You start acting out of a fear of losing a future that doesn't even exist yet. You are a woman of substance. You are the architect of your own happiness. A first date is not a test you need to pass. It is a screening process where you are the lead recruiter. When you step into that restaurant or coffee shop, remember, you are not there to prove your worth. Your worth is inherent, unshakable, and non-negotiable. You are there to see if he is worthy of a place in your beautiful, complex life. Avoid these 5 mistakes, not because you want to trick a man into liking you, but because you respect yourself too much to settle for anything less than a high-value connection. Stay mysterious, stay grounded, and most importantly, stay in your power. You are the prize. Never forget that. If you found this helpful, subscribe to Pureher for more insights into the psychology of high-value relationships. Until next time, keep your standards high and your heart protected.